Hey family, it is August 14th, I believe, or is it 13th? August 13th, and it's Thursday. It's the 13th on the 14th. Excuse me for spitting. It's Thursday morning, and so wanted to fill you guys in on what I took 3 orders at one time. Yay! I did so almost kicking and screaming. So I actually took 2, and then there was one. I was getting myself ready and doing some things before I left, and I noticed this one last order stayed there, and stayed there because first of all, it was one item and it wasn't paying that great. So I mean, it was decent, but it was, so I was like, oh, okay, so this is I said I'm gonna drive, get to my destination. They were all at the same location, a Target. So I said, well, I'm going to get to the location. If it's still there, I'm going to grab it. So I'll do 3 items, and 3 orders at the same time. And this is going to be my debut as double and tripling orders. And so went in, and I should have took pictures while I was shopping, because I separated during the cart. The order had the one item I put up in the area where you would sit like a small child. The other person that had like about 4 items, I put at the larger part of the cart on one end, and then the other one had the second largest, which was like only about 2-3 items. I put on the other end, and so went on ahead and went to self-checkout. One was prepaid, the other 2 weren't. There was one, the lady at the cash register showed me what I should do with the one where I had to use the Shipt card to pay. So I scanned the barcode, and I should have took pictures of everything. But anyway, kind of leery about that because it has personal information on the customer. So anyway, I got to work on that. So bear with me. Anyway, did that, and I started when Target opened, and which was 8 o'clock. Walked out of there by 8:30, 8:40 something, and one of the closest customer to the store, which was 9 minutes, she had she wanted to receive it early, her items early if possible. So I went and delivered theirs first, and then did the other 2. Luckily, the other 2 Hey family, so CE's here, and this is in addition to what I've been adding about the gig app that I've been doing called Shipt, S-H-I-P-T. I did not cuss. S-H-I-P-T. It's a grocery delivery or delivery. I think in some states they also deliver alcohol. In some states they deliver prescription drugs from CVS. And Party City items, Office Depot. I've done Party City items, CVS items, not prescription, and Office Depot items. Most than likely, the items that are ordered at Office Depot are from seems like small businesses. They may be huge businesses, but where I've been delivering the location or the physical building looks kind of small. It's not. I've only delivered, the first one I did was at a home, so I was guessing that particular, I think it was a business, that person had a home business, but anyway, so it's Monday, August 17th, I believe it is. Yep, August 17th, already halfway through the month. And so I was offered a shop and delivery, and I did that. It was the delivery time was from 9 to 10, and I got there early. I'm not moving. I got there early just in case, and yeah, and it was a small one. It was like about, how many items? I think it was about 5 or 6 items, and I delivered it. So I got there, might have took me about 20 minutes. I don't even think it took 30 minutes for me to do that shop. And so I don't remember if I told you the outcome. I did tell you the outcome of yesterday. And so yesterday was Sunday, August 16th, and I got kind of overzealous, and some of you might say I got a little hold on. Hey guys, so it's Tuesday, August 18th. Welcome. Don't forget to press that subscribe button, like, share, and definitely comment. I like to see the comments, the engagement. And so I appreciate you guys coming in. So I can't remember where I left off yesterday. I think I was struggling trying to get an order, but I wound up doing 4 orders. I would have done 5. One of them got rescheduled for today. So far, I've never started off like this where I did a couple of weeks ago, but I had to, there was like an important appointment that I had to, so I had to drop those 2 orders. I had 2 orders scheduled for the next day, and I was excited because I had never had off the bat like schedules. Like, I know, okay, this is what I'm going to do the next day. So the 5th order that wind up not being processed had to be rescheduled for today, for this afternoon. And then later on last night, I was just going through the apps, and I noticed, so those of you who are thinking about doing Shipt, I saw from somebody that's experienced, they said at 9 o'clock, if you're on the schedule, schedules for the shops for the next day will start being posted by 9 o'clock the evening before the next day, and then at 6 o'clock in the morning the day of. And so I just happened to be looking, and it said tomorrow, and so I was like, I think I can do this, because so far I only have one later on in the afternoon. So I scheduled that, and then this morning at 6, some started popping up, and by the time I missed a whole bunch, maybe about 3, 4, 5, and I was kind of upset with myself. But periodically I kept checking my app, and then I saw this one that I'm going to now is scheduled for 9 to 10, I believe it is. 10, 11. And let me make sure. That's another thing. You have to make sure 10 or 11. And so, yeah. So far, yesterday I did 4 and only 1 person tipped. It doesn't mean mean that I will not receive tips later. Then again, I'm not, that's the thing. Funny thing is that I delivered to the same person twice at 2 different times. So I delivered to this young lady my first order yesterday, and then was she the last order? No, she wasn't the last. The last one was that Kroger? I think it was a Kroger one. Anyway, I delivered to her the first order, and then the next to the last order, or was it the second order? Something like that. I saw the address and I was like, this address looks familiar, and I was like, oh, that's the young lady that I ordered, that I delivered to earlier. So, yeah. One thing is that, you know how I told you guys, you have to decide and determine which shop delivery is worth it as far as like the drive, and you can never determine what's going to happen during your shop, but you want to be able to give all of your attention to the customers, their orders, and make sure that so I was offered another shop at the same location. This shop was a decent size. It was over 20 items. Had a variety of different things on there. They had some food, but it wasn't much. And I was trying to decide if I should take this other shop that was also 20 some odd items. The delivery locations were not in the same vicinity. They was like, one was over here, one was over there, and they both were about 15-20 minutes from the shopping location. And so the day before Sunday, I did something like that. I did 2 shops that was like this. And I did the one that I felt was the closest to the shopping location, so that I can do that there and then go farther. The other one was out of the county, matter of fact. And so, but they were all like about the same distance from the shopping location. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's how it was. And so, and I think the person, they had ice pops, the second location, and I think they were like, what's taking this person so long? I did run into some issues at the cash register, and then I ran into some traffic, and it was just crazy. So anyway, yeah, I'm getting ready to do this first shop, and they have a note that it is okay to be early. So that's what I want to do. I want to get this at a matter of fact, I got 2 okay earlies. So it is my intent to do both of these shops early. Do them and deliver them. And so maybe I could squeeze in one more. So let's see now. I think I got 3 shops so far for scheduled already for the day. So if I could do 2 more, I'm not gonna overdo it, but if I could do 2 more, that's good. So I got a couple of goals for this week. I want to see if I can make 250 for the week. I know you guys are probably like, that ain't nothing. A lot of people make that in a day, and yes, they do. So it's my intent to and goal to, get to a certain goal and then ramp it up and ramp it up and ramp it up. So yeah. Plus, thinking about, okay, so what are they doing here? They got this sign out. I guess they're letting people in. Let's see, sometimes they don't let you in. One week they were only letting people in if you were 65 and older into the store at a certain time. There's somebody coming. Nobody's coming. I'm back in this space here. Yeah. Okay. Excuse me for the grunting and all of that. Anyway, so yeah, I'm getting ready to go in, so I will hop back out and let you know what's going on. Hey guys, Tuesday, August 18th, 2020. So I spoke to you guys. I can't remember. I think I had two scheduled shops, or three. I think I had three, and it was my desire to get two more, and I did that. So in about a half hour, I will be doing the last shop that was rescheduled from yesterday. It's the Office Depot delivery. I'm thinking that I should go to the right, and I think I just might. So, Office Depot delivery, and really it was a shop. So for Office Depot, Office Max, you can either pick up an item and deliver it. It's just a delivery, or it's a shop-in delivery. Yesterday, this was listed as a shop-in delivery. I thought it was just a pick up and delivery, because I've had those two where I just picked up and just delivered. It looked like there was one that was available earlier, but I decided to take that time to do some things for my parents. My mom asked me for something yesterday and I've forgotten anyway. So, or no, she was trying to get a hold of me and I didn't answer the phone, not purposely. But anyway, so today was eventful. The thing that really, I wound up doing a double today, and so a double is like when you take two shops from the same location, same shopping location. So it was Target. I think the people at Target are probably like that location. They're probably like, why don't she just do all of them at one time? But it doesn't always pan out that way. So this morning, okay, I had no idea I would be doing the earliest shop until I think it was about 7 o'clock. Got a notification. They had an offer, and so I looked at it and said, let me go. Let me take this. So I saw some others that was offered, and it was at Target, and I was like trying to decide if I should do both of those at the same time. So I missed those, but another one did crop up, and it was kind of like, remember I said, like, you know, the delivery locations will be in two different directions. And so I took another one like that, and I was kind of stressed, but not as stressed as I was on Sunday, because one was like a medium-sized one. It was a nice-sized one, but it was a medium-sized one. And then the other one was small. And so, but when the small one had an electronic item on there, and I thought they were going to tell me what the other person on electronics told me on Sunday, that, you know, you have to pay for everything here. You have to pay for this item here. So I had to finish shopping for that person, and then it was just a big mess. So let me see. I'm not going to get on the interstate. Yeah, I'm not going to get on the interstate. I've had my share of driving. Well, that's part of the job today. So one of the things I want to suggest is, if you do Shipt, thinking about Shipt, make sure when you put yourself on the schedule, you take at least one offer that is given to you, at least one. As if you turn it down, there's a possibility that your acceptance rate will go down. I noticed my acceptance rate went up last week because I was just snatching. I was trying to attain a certain goal, make a certain amount of money, plus get my acceptance rate up and just get out there and just hustle. So it's still my goal to do that. But at some point, I have to take some time to eat, to go to the bathroom, to kind of unwind. And so, yeah. So make sure when you put yourself on the schedule and you get an offer, you get several offers, because you probably will get several offers back to back. Some of them might be back to back, and even when you're doing one, you'll probably get an offer, several. That's happened to me too. I've gotten several while I'm doing one, and so you have that option to take it, but you need to do your schedule your time wisely. One thing that's been suggested is that when you put yourself on the schedule, don't put yourself on, like, say 8 to 9, 9 to 10, 10 to 11, like that. At least put yourself on like 8 to 9, 10 to 11, 10 to 11, 1 to 2, stagger. Give yourself breaks in between, especially when you are first learning. I've seen somebody's video where they just put themselves on back to back to back, and they probably had that experience enough to do that. I haven't put myself on the schedule like that, but I have done shops back to back. Yeah. So, yeah. So after I do this one, I think that's going to be it for me today. That's going to be it for me today. Not unless and another thing is that it is kind of addictive once you get the hang of it, and once you get familiar with doing shops, doing shops and deliveries, you will probably find yourself still looking at what is available, even though you might not be on the schedule. Then another point I want to make: there are some people who don't put themselves on the schedule. I've seen them. They said they just take what's available, and yeah. So it's up to you. But I think, when I first started, I just looked at what was available, and I just grabbed. No, I did put myself on the schedule just to force myself just to do it. But I thought I had the option of taking the offer or taking what was available. And so I was really being kind of choosy about what I took. Like, I don't know that area so well, and you do have to be choicey and figure out whether it's worth it, and whether what you're being paid is comparable enough to the amount of miles you're driving, and things you may be, if you going to a apartment complex and they've got like 4 cases of water and they're on the top floor, and they don't have an elevator, and you're gonna have to So it's a lot of things like that. You have to. Some people invest in a wagon. My mom has a wagon. I think my dad got my mom a wagon that she could take from her car into the garage. I think that's where she used to park outside. But anyway, and that is helping me. So, I carry that along with me. I've used it twice, I think. Yeah, twice. I'm quite sure I will use it again. The ones that I really would like to have are the ones that goes up the stairs. Somebody says that the little wagon, I have to show you a picture of the one that I have with me. That one, a lot of people have that one that do Shipt. They say it goes, this one person said it goes up the stairs. I'm quite sure any kind of wagon would go up the stairs, but it all depends on what you have in it. Could really cause for you to really working out. That's another thing. When you do this job, you're going to be getting exercise. You're going to be walking in the stores to shop. You're going to be, this possibility you will be walking back and forth to put the delivery at their at the customer's doorstep, up and down stairs, like I mentioned. Yesterday, one of the deliveries was at an apartment complex, and I noticed what some of the people that are, because I think they know that the people who are delivering, if they see apartment so-and-so, they're not going to take their shop. And you can't really blame them, especially it's really hot now. And if you've got 4 cases of water, 1 case of water, and you are on the top floor, and you've got a plethora of other items that you ordered, it's a lot. And so I've noticed that. So what I'm going to do, and what I want to suggest, is that you make note of where you're going. A lot of times you can put the address into Google, and it will show you what the end destination, like if it's a house, you'll see what the house looks like, or the apartment complex, or the apartment. I noticed for the apartment complexes, it will like show a field. So sometimes people will write down the apartment, like I just did one today. They had the apartment number on there, and they'll give you instructions. Sometimes they'll give you the code to get to the gate or something like that. Oh, one thing that was really, really interesting today was that I drove to a gated community. I always get like fascinated going through gated communities, because you see these houses, oh my gosh, they are like gorgeous. And so in the instructions, the shopping instructions, it had an address to get to the gate, and then they gave me the code to get in the gate. And then once you get that, you put that code in, then there's the actual address to deliver the customer stuff. It was just, to me, that was crazy. And maybe many of you probably, I've done something like that, or I've seen that, or I live in a gated community like that. It's just really interesting to me. Really was. So, So, I think that's about it. So I'm forcing myself to do Door Dash and at least get my feet wet and see what it's about, and if I might like that more than Shipt, who knows. I was approached by someone at Target that said that, they wanted to work for, how long have I been working for Shipt, and I don't know. They didn't go into details. They said that they applied for Shipt, and I don't know if they didn't. They didn't say they got. I said, are you on the wait list? And so she said she didn't know. She said she was on the wait list for Instacart. I said, yeah. So am I. Ooh, I was going to turn down the wrong way. Can I turn down here? Oh, Lord, shit, Cheryl. Oh, excuse me. Wow, I can't even go down the old side road. But anyway, she said that she couldn't, she didn't know what was going on. I said, well, just check with them on your application. So I don't know what's happening. I don't know if Shipt is getting to the point where they're getting they're getting a lot of people to join. I know when I look at the Facebook group, I'm always seeing someone that's introducing themselves. You know, I just got my t-shirt and my card, and I'm ready to, you know, I'm just waiting for my things so that I could, either they got it or they're waiting for it so they can start shopping or delivering, or both shopping and delivery. And so, yeah. So I should have applied to Instacart when I applied for Shipt, but you know, I was like, okay, I just want to try one thing at a time. Anyway, guys, so that is about it. I'm on my way to so they blocked that off. I'm wondering if I'm going to be able to go down that street now. Man, now it's like my favorite shortcut to get to all these other places. I'll just stay on this road here. Okay, I'm rambling. Guys, thank you so much for joining. I guess I'm going to let this be the end of this video. I'm really close to my first goal, which is to make $100. I'm $2 and some change away from $100. So now my newest goal is to get to 5,300. So last week I did over 200 for the week. So now my goal is 5,300. And if I make at least 250, then my next week's goal is going to be 300. If I make 300, my next week's goal will be 400. And I'm just going to keep ramping it up until I can make, well, you know what? No, I'm just going to keep ramping it up and see how much I can make. If I can make 1,000 in a week, I'm not going to stop there. So, with that being said, guys, get out there and do what it is you'd like to do. Push yourself, encourage yourself, and do it. Content creators, remember the information that you disseminate may not be for everybody, but it's definitely for somebody. Have an awesome evening, afternoon, morning, whatever time it is in your area, and be safe. Oh, that didn't work. Okay, so I got offered another offer, and I tapped on it, and it's gone. Somebody's got it as well, and they just took it as well. So anyway, getting these texts, and I'm thinking they're offers, but yeah, so Yeah, yesterday was the end of the work week or pay week or whatever you want to call it. So, yeah. So I think I mentioned in the previously that I applied for another gig, and I think I need to get on it. I'm really trying to wait for the items. I think you get a shirt and a card, and this is Door Dash, and they say you can do it without it. I'm just using that as an excuse. Waiting for the items is an excuse for me to wait. I got a Shipt t-shirt and the card in March, and I just started in July, and so I ought to be ashamed of myself. Encouraging people, and like I say, when I come on here to encourage people, I do it to encourage myself as well. And I come on to encourage people because I know how I am. I know how I procrastinate. I know how I put things off. I know how when there's something new, I'm kind of leery, and you get a little nervous because it's new. You don't want to make a mistake. You want to have a good experience with it. So that's what happened and I kind of forced myself to do that. I kept thinking about it, and I said I have to do something as far as making some type of income. And I've been applying. I haven't been getting. All I get is notifications. Applying for jobs, that is. All I get is notification. Yes, we have your application. Thank you. But no one has called me and said, "Can we have an interview?" or anything like that. So I'm taking that as a cue that I'm supposed to be doing something sole proprietary, my own thing. And until I can kind of maybe get something, my ideal situation is a work at home position. So maybe I need to work on that. Maybe I need to strive towards that. So when you work these gig jobs, you're basically working for yourself. And so I put myself on the schedule every day. And so I think what's going to happen is when I do the DoorDash, I'm going to have to open that app up when things with Shipt is kind of slow. And so far things are they're kind of slow. And so I don't know what's going on with that. But anyway, just wanted to share that information about what's going on today. So guys, be safe out there. Make sure. I haven't gotten tested. I know people are getting tested for COVID-19. I haven't gotten tested. I'm fearful. You got people walking around here asymptomatic. If you wonder, like, am I asymptomatic? There's only one way to know, Cheryl's to get tested. But the other thing is, like, people get their results like month later. I've heard someone who got theirs in July, was it? And they just got the results. And then in between that time, they were waiting. They got a second one and got those results quicker. The first one, when they did get the results, it said that they were positive. And this one, the second one they got, that said they were negative. So by that time, they probably, recovered from it. And so it's really scary. It's really real. There's, people are really getting sick, and it's like people are going into denial, in some cases. And so just be careful out there. Wash your hands, use a hand sanitizer, wear your mask. I know a lot of people don't like wearing the mask, but wear the mask. You're protecting yourself and protecting others as well. There's a whole conversation about whether masks are you depriving yourself of the oxygen, the full amount of oxygen that you should be receiving, and what kind of masks are helpful. You're walking around wearing something that's not even helping you or helping somebody else, and it's just a lot. Just go and use what you got, because I think with this illness, disease, nobody really knows. It's like everybody is learning as we go along, just like with anything new, like with AIDS and everything. I know AIDS and this is two different types of diseases, but still, think back when things were new with AIDS and people were learning about AIDS. It was just centered on gay white males, or was it white males or just gay males? And then you see how that how it has how the information we learned about has changed over time. So as this goes on, we're learning more and more about it. As far as like the transmission, you know, they say when someone sneezes, you know, I think before did they say 6 feet? Now it's farther than that. Is it 60 feet? I don't know. I have to look up the specifics. But my phone is talking. So, you know, and then, you know, you go in stores and they say stay 6 feet apart, and you get online and you got somebody like standing on your back, and it's just a lot. So be as safe as you possibly can. Schools are opening, and I, you know, don't know. I definitely don't believe in it. I understand people want to go back to normal, and you know, when the numbers were going down, that's another thing. How do we truthfully know that the numbers are going down when actuality is they're not. They're spiking. And so I heard on the news today about how the governor here in Georgia is giving, I guess, the authority, or I don't know if that's a correct word to say, back to the cities how it was. And then they're urging people to shelter in place, those who are vulnerable, you know, those who are of a certain age, who have health issues, high blood pressure, they may have had cancer, or they're getting treated for cancer. You know, it should have been like that for a while. And hold on. Okay, guys, so I got an order. I'm getting ready to go so I can get to the location that I want to, that I need to shop at, which is Target. And so yeah, so be safe out there. Content creators, remember the information that you disseminate may not be for everybody, but it's definitely for somebody. Guys, I forgot to welcome you. Welcome. I think this is going to be the end of this video. Those of you who've been here before, welcome. Those of you who are new, welcome. Thank you so much for taking, both of you, the new and the OG viewers. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for taking the time out to push that play button. You didn't have to, but you did, and I appreciate you. Have an awesome evening, afternoon, morning, whatever time it is in your area. Bye-bye. Hey family, it's C Eats here. So just popping in to give you an update on the Shipt jobs that I've been doing. So I want to welcome you. If you've been here before, welcome back. Those of you who were new to the channel, welcome. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you. All of you could be anywhere, but you decide to click on the play button and decide to see what this C Eats lady is talking about. So last couple of videos I've been recording, I've been talking about Shipt. because I'm going to have the plan is to put my Shipt videos on a separate channel. But the last ones I talked about wasn't too, I think I did a triple that day. Was that Thursday? Anyway, and you know, it wasn't paying that well. I felt like I was driving a whole lot of hours, and while I'm thinking about it, it is suggested that you join, get an app, and I can't remember the name of the app. I need to get that, and it will track your miles. So when you do your taxes, you'll have a record of your miles. I'm going to get some information on some apps and figure out which one I'm going to take. But I better hurry up and do something, because it's been like 3 weeks since I've been doing Shipt. But 3 or 4. So today, there were a couple of, so the pay week goes from Monday to Sunday. And there were a couple of days out of the week that I either cut my day short, or there was one day I cut it short, one day I couldn't do, and I want to say there was like 3 days where for some reason either I didn't put myself on the schedule all day, which was yesterday, and normally I tried out Monday through Friday, didn't like that, so I don't know. Eventually my goal is to just do 5 days a week, but I have to figure out what strategy works for me. I can't remember right now, but I think it was 3 days why I either cut my day short. I think Tuesday I cut my day short, Saturday I didn't do anything, and Wednesday I had to assist my parent. So they had an appointment. So, I mean, it happens. So I decided to put myself on the schedule for today to make up for Wednesday and Saturday if I possibly could. I know things are kind of slow, and I think Friday was that was the last day that I worked. And I believe I want to say I did 5 shops on Friday. Hold on just a moment. Excuse me. That was Friday. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I did 4 on Friday. But so I think Wednesday or Thursday I did a video, and I was really discouraged and tried to figure out. I knew there had to be a strategy. I was watching another Shipt shopper video, and they said you have to strategize. One of her strategies was to take promos. Promos are like incentives to take a particular shop or delivery, because it's usually been sitting there. Either other Shipt shoppers don't have the time to do it, or they don't want to do it for whatever reason. Maybe it's the distance, maybe it's that particular shop or delivery. Who knows? You do that is one of the things you have to determine whether it's worth it or not, whether a shop or a delivery is worth the amount that you're getting paid. It's up to the customer to tip you, so you know when you do a shop or a delivery, they may tip you and they may not. I've noticed that, and I've noticed other Shipt shoppers say they get tips later, and some of them even get tips like from prior shops, like a month prior or a couple of weeks prior. So when you kind of take it, you like, So in the beginning, I'm feeling kind of pressured to take certain shops or deliveries that are offered to me. If I put myself on the schedule, then I'm offered shops, and if you do not take it, your acceptance rate can be lowered. Excuse me. So Yeah, but I wanted to talk about today. So it was an early morning shop. The delivery time was from 8 to 9, which meant I had to be in that store shopping at least after 7. But I wanted to get there at 7 because it was like 15 minutes away from my home. And I had an idea, but I didn't really know exactly where this Publix was. So I got there, got up early, and drove to the store. Got there at 7, which was good. I thought they didn't open yet, but looked online, they were open, and I happened to see somebody go inside while I was sitting in the parking lot. So I went in, did the shop. It took me about an hour. You know, you may know stores, but each location is different. It's set up differently, and I'm learning that. Especially, there was something on the list that the person was requesting mason jars, and I know I've seen them in Publix. I went up and down the aisles, especially, you know, where they have housewares and things of that nature, and I didn't see it. So I did stop someone in the store who was really friendly. He was like, "Now, usually you know better than to ask me. I don't help anybody." And I've never talked to this man before. He's just very friendly. But anyway, he did tell me they don't carry it anymore, and they don't carry it because they don't have any room for it. So, and that was, I think it was only 2 items that I was unable to get. The customer did want me to do substitutions, so I did substitutions. I'll say a veteran or an experienced Shipt shopper suggested when you have substitutions, they wait till the end, almost the end of the shop, and then they give the customer a list. These are the following substitutions that I gave. And I said, you know what, that's cool, because, you know, I have a tendency to like, okay, this ain't here. I'll shop a little bit. Oh, I did this. Would you like this? So from now on, what I'm going to do is do what that person suggested. I'm going to, if they want substitutions, I'm going to go ahead and substitute. And then near the end, tell them, hey, these are the substitutions I've made. Please let me know if these are good or okay with you. And so that's what I did. I took screenshots of the ones that I substitute and sent it to her, and she said that's fine. So I went on my way, drove out, and I think, so the shop, well, the delivery time was from between 8 and 9, and so I got there 8:33, 58. So at that time, I had already put the bags on her steps, and I called as well. I normally don't call. Sometimes I do if I get there and I'm like, okay, I see 2 doorways or 2 sets of stairs, or, you know, just to kind of like let them know that I'm here. Normally, I'll, you know, if I don't call them, I'll take a, once I put it, and, you know, it's no, I have no questions about where to put the order. I'll just set it at the door and take a picture of it and send it, the picture of their order sitting at their doorstep, through text. So the thing that I wanted to mention was, last night I was offered this shop at 9 o'clock. And so, and actually it was the second offer. So I accepted the first offer, but then I got this offer, and it had a payout of $11 and a promo of $10. So that's what made me drop that first one. You know, if they were at the same location, I may have thought about trying to do both of them, do a double, but I wanted to really concentrate on this order here. So anyway, a couple of moments ago, excuse me for spinning, I'm getting excited, I got a tip of $11.76. So the total payout of order pay, promo pay, and tip is $32.85 for 1 hour, which is pretty good. well, you might say 2 hours because, you know, I drove there. I got there at 7, got in the store exactly 7 o'clock, started shopping, and then I finished about 8, might have been a little after 8. Yeah, may have been a little bit after 8. So whether I'm just happy with this shop. It's not a boatload of money, but if you know, simply strategize and try to think of things, and then I try to think of ways that I could keep the items that need to be cool. So I went and got a bag, one of those bags to keep cool. I don't know what you call them, but anyway, I put some of their, you know, produce in it that was being chilled in the store. You know, like I think it was strawberries, blueberries, they had cheese, they had some grapes, things of that nature. So I put all of that in a bag, and as much as I could in the bag, and set that, you know, with the rest of their order. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. So I'm feeling a little bit better about the possibility of getting paid more. I did hear something, I think Shipt started something new with, they started something new with the, like a pay grade. I don't think they had it before. I'm going to try to move this car because I'm sitting directly in the sun, and usually my phone will it will stop recording. It just shuts down. And so many of you probably experienced that, especially now. And this cell phone holder is sitting right here on top of my dashboard, and you know the dashboard is very it's very close to the windshield, so which is where the sun is. So I'm just going to try to see if I can get closer to the store, because in about a half hour I'm going to be going in and doing, which will probably be the last shop of the day for me. So another thing I wanted to mention was that I think I mentioned in previous videos that my first goal was to make $100 a week doing Shipt, and I reached that goal, and I'm not gonna be able to park there, and surpassed it. So I said, and so I was over 150, and so I was thinking to myself, I for some reason I don't like parking next to, but let's try it. I don't like parking next to the cart, you know, where you put your carts, grocery carts, buggies, or whatever you want to call it. Okay, can I move over a little bit? I don't want to get too close to these carts. Sometimes people they don't care how they put the carts in, and these carts go. Even though they get the metal thing to kind of protect your car. Okay. I hope you can see me. The sun still shining in here, but anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, I wanted to see if I could surpass the 100. I did. I got like it was over 150. And so I said, well, when I work on Sunday, I wonder if I could get up to 200 or 250. So I am over 200. I'll probably do the screenshot and show it in here that I surpassed. So a lot of you may be saying that still ain't nothing, and no, but yeah, it is. It is to me, because I just wanted to see initially. I just wanted to see if I could make 100. And you have to think I was initially doing 1 or 2 shops or deliveries whenever. I was just putting myself, I don't feel like going this day. I don't feel like this day. But then it's like the more I did and the more I became a little bit more comfortable, the more I decided to challenge myself. And looking at other people's videos and looking at their, I gotta go. Hey, I'm back with an update on how everything went. So, I do not own the rights to this music. So, let me turn the radio off. I wound up taking, when I cut off, I wound up taking another order at the same store, trying to do a double. And, it kind of backfired on me a little bit. One of the orders was a sizable order, like 20 some odd items, and the other one was smaller. It was like 5-6 items. So I was like, cool, this I can do this. And the only thing was that the delivery locations was kind of like this. One was this way, one was that way. So the larger one wind up being the same distance from the store, the shopping location, but the larger shop was in the same county and maybe about 5 minutes farther. So I decided to do that one first, because when I checked the distance, the driving distance, it said like 15 minutes or whatever, but when it was time for me to leave, I guess there was more traffic, so it tacked on like about 5 minutes. So, oh my goodness, I did run into a couple of issues in the store. One was not really an issue, it was just one of the items on the larger shop had an electronic item, and once I got that item, the person in the electronics department said, you have to check out here. I said, well, then I will be back. So I got all of the items for that order and then had to check out at the electronics department. Now, the issue with that is that the person in the electronics department had no idea how to do a transaction for Shipt. So he got some help, and then that was over. So I wasn't finished doing the second order. I had to get 3 more items, which was fine. I already got 2 items from the second shop. So I figured, well, I'll just go get these 3 items, 2 items, whatever, and I will check out. Well, did that, and then I ran into some time where I had to ask the customer what they wanted was not available, but I had some suggestions on some other things that they could use as a substitution. They didn't want it. It took a couple of minutes, and then they answered and they said no, they didn't want it. So I went online. So this is where a lot of the time, more time was used, because I got online and tried to do it myself, and once I got on there, so it was like a prepaid item. When you have a prepaid item, meaning the customer already pays for it, so there's like a barcode which represents a digital receipt. So and it populates on your phone. So I scanned. I think the thing that I did, somebody told me what I did wrong was I called support. They said you're not supposed to scan each item, like each item that was on the list. I'm just supposed to scan the barcode in the phone. So I have to remember that. And then the person that was, the person at support said that the person at Target is supposed to just do a audit. Like they're supposed to look over the list, look at what's in the cart, and look at what's on what it says on the digital receipt on the phone, and make sure it matches up, and then everything is okay. So, I made a mistake, and then that person made a mistake, and she realized it after like 10-15 minutes. And so I'm not mad at her because I made an error too. So I got flustered, and I probably, if I wasn't as stressed out knowing that, I'm going to be late. I've got 2 places to deliver, and this last person is probably going to be angry. And so I just spoke with them. They just asked when I got to their location to call a certain number. I called that number. I told them I was going to put their delivery at the front door. And I did. I took a picture and sent them the picture of a text, and that was it. So, there are a lot of things that what I learned was to maybe not take to a double when 2 delivery locations are in opposite directions. It has worked for me in the past, but this time it kind of... So another issue was the larger shop had a lot of back-to-school items on there, loose leaf paper, folders, lead for mechanical pencils, crayon markers, crayons, they wanted a certain count, and I substituted for that, but there were certain things that I wasn't able to substitute for. I was scanning barcodes that the barcodes was the same barcode on the item, but when I scanned it, it was saying it wasn't it. The second time I scanned it, it took it. I was going through some stuff today. So some of the items were... One good thing about Target, it tells you what aisle it's on. So when I went to that aisle, they had a good amount of the things that I was looking for, but then they had some other items in another area, which was like I had to walk from one area. It's almost like one end of the store to the other. So that took up time too, me looking around, scanning barcodes, texting the customer about substitutions, or just telling them it's not available because there was no substitution available. It was just, oh my gosh. So the gentleman that helped me at Target at the electronics, he's very helpful. He looked it up in they have like these little handheld, look like phones, but little scanners, and so they can look up an item if you cannot, it's not on the shelf. He looked it up, he found it, and the description in my phone on my app was different from what was on the actual item. But when he looked it up in his database, it said that it had a remote in the it was just so much. But anyway, so next time I will consider doing a double or triple. I am going to really have to really think about it. And the thing is that you're only given a minute to accept a shop. So I knew once I saw that shop, because I had just missed the shop before I was talking to you guys earlier, and I was like, oh darn it, I probably could have done that in the same store. Then this one popped up, and then that's when I just got off, and I said, I'm just gonna go take it. So now I gotta shop for myself. Thank you so much for taking the time out to listen. Content creators, remember. You know what? I'm not even going to say that because I may pop back in with some information, more information about Shipt. So I think I did tell you about the tip. So these last two shops, I haven't received anything. Maybe I'll come back with some information, or whether that they gave me a tip. I think one of them did, but anyway, I'm gonna jump off of here. See you later.